The Toyota RAV4 is one of the easiest SUVs to recommend. It is efficient, practical, widely available, strong at resale, and backed by one of the most established hybrid systems in the industry. That is exactly why so many buyers make a mistake. They walk into a Toyota dealership already convinced that the decision has been made. They compare trims, choose a color, negotiate the monthly payment, and never test the vehicles that might fit their life better. Because the best-selling SUV is not automatically the best SUV for you. The RAV4 may be the safer long-term choice, but another vehicle may offer more passenger space, a quieter ride, better visibility, a more natural transmission, stronger acceleration, a lower price, or controls that are simply easier for you to use every day. And you cannot discover those differences by reading a specification sheet. You need to sit in the seats, load the cargo area, drive over rough pavement, accelerate onto a highway, adjust the climate controls, and spend enough time behind the wheel to notice what will still matter after the excitement of buying something new disappears. Today, we are ranking 5 SUVs you should test before buying a Toyota RAV4. We are looking at the Kia Sportage, Hyundai Tucson, Subaru Forester, Mazda CX-5, and Honda CR-V. These are not 5 vehicles that automatically defeat the RAV4. Each one has weaknesses. Some have more mechanical complexity. Some may depreciate faster. Some use powertrains without Toyota's long hybrid history. And some are entering redesigned generations that still need time to prove themselves. But every vehicle on this list offers at least one major advantage that could make it the better purchase for a specific type of driver. The SUV at number 5 may give you more equipment for your money. Number 4 could be the better choice if you want power and all-wheel drive without accepting the RAV4's driving character. Number 3 offers visibility and all-weather confidence that many drivers notice immediately. Number 2 gives you a traditional automatic transmission and a more connected driving experience. And number 1 may be the strongest alternative for families that need maximum interior usefulness. Before you sign for a RAV4, drive these 5. One test drive could prevent you from spending the next 7 years wondering whether you bought the wrong SUV. Let's begin. Number 5. Kia Sportage. At number 5 is the Kia Sportage, and the Sportage is the first vehicle you should test if the Toyota dealership has made the RAV4 feel more expensive than expected. The Kia's greatest advantage is value. Walk through a well-equipped Sportage and you may find technology, interior space and convenience features that require a much more expensive RAV4 trim. The cabin looks modern, the displays are large, the rear seat is generous, and the cargo area is designed for families that actually carry more than 2 grocery bags. During a short dealership demonstration, the Sportage can feel like the more expensive vehicle. That creates a powerful first impression. But the correct comparison is not simply Kia features against Toyota features. You need to compare the complete ownership experience. The Sportage is available with different powertrain approaches. A regular gasoline model provides the lowest entry price. The hybrid combines a turbocharged engine with electric assistance and a conventional automatic transmission. That hybrid system gives the Sportage something many drivers prefer over the RAV4. Actual gear changes. Toyota's hybrid system does not shift like a traditional automatic. When you accelerate hard, the engine can rise to a fixed speed and remain there while the vehicle continues gaining momentum. Some drivers become accustomed to that immediately. Others describe it as droning. The Sportage hybrid feels more familiar. You press the accelerator. The vehicle gains speed. The transmission changes gears, and the engine sound rises and falls in a way that feels connected to the movement. That difference may not appear important during a gentle test drive around the dealership. It becomes much more noticeable when merging onto a highway, climbing a hill, or passing another vehicle with passengers on board. This is why you should never compare these SUVs only at low speed. Drive both of them hard enough to understand how the powertrains behave. The Sportage also gives you useful low-speed response. The electric motor assists before the turbocharged gasoline engine delivers its full torque. That can make the Kia feel stronger and more immediate than an efficiency-focused SUV. For buyers who believe every hybrid feels slow, the Sportage may be surprising, but here is the trade-off. The The Kia's powertrain is more mechanically complicated than Toyota's regular hybrid system. You have a turbocharged gasoline engine, an electric motor, a high-voltage battery, a conventional automatic transmission, and the electronics required to manage all of them. Every component may prove reliable, but the system still contains more traditional mechanical parts and more heat-producing equipment. Toyota's hybrid arrangement avoids a turbocharger and does not use a conventional step transmission. That is one reason the RAV4 remains the more conservative long-term choice. The Sportage responds by offering strong warranty coverage for eligible original owners. That warranty can reduce financial anxiety during the early years. But buyers need to understand what the warranty actually does. It can cover an eligible failure. It cannot prevent the failure. It cannot guarantee a fast repair. And it does not cover every screen, sensor, interior feature, and wear item for the full powertrain warranty period. Do not let a 10-year headline replace reading the actual terms. This becomes especially important when buying used. The longest powertrain coverage may not transfer to a later owner in the same form. Verify the original in-service date. Determine what remains covered. And never rely only on a salesperson saying it still has the warranty. The Sportage's interior space is where it creates a serious challenge for the RAV4. The rear seat feels generous. Adults have useful legroom. Car seats can be installed without forcing the front passenger too close to the dashboard, and the cargo area is shaped for practical use. That matters because families often outgrow vehicles that seemed large enough during the test drive. The first child arrives, then a rear-facing child seat, then a stroller, then luggage, sports equipment, or another passenger. Suddenly, every extra inch matters. Bring the equipment you use to the dealership. Do not estimate. Place the stroller in the cargo area. Install the child seat. Sit behind your normal driving position. A vehicle either fits your life or it does not. Technology is another Sportage strength. Available camera systems can make parking easier. Phone integration is convenient. And the digital interior looks impressive. But technology also creates long-term risk. A physical button performs one job. A screen may control navigation, entertainment, vehicle settings, and climate functions. If that screen develops a problem after the warranty expires, several systems can become frustrating at the same time. Spend time using the interface. Do not let the salesperson perform every task. Adjust the temperature while pretending to drive. Change the fan speed. Connect your phone. Find a safety setting. Determine whether the system feels intuitive to you. An interior can look beautiful in photographs and still become annoying during everyday use. The Sportage is the better choice for someone who wants maximum features and interior space for the purchase price. It may also appeal to drivers who prefer traditional gear changes and stronger acceleration. The RAV4 remains the more convincing option for buyers focused primarily on long-term powertrain maturity, resale value, and a large hybrid service network. So, before buying the Toyota, drive the Kia for one reason. It may show you how much equipment and space your budget can actually buy. Just make sure you are comparing ownership costs, not only showroom features. Number 4. Hyundai Tucson Hybrid. At number 4 is the Hyundai Tucson Hybrid. The Tucson is closely related to the Kia Sportage, but the two vehicles should not be treated as identical. They may share important engineering. They do not have exactly the same design, interior layout, or driving personality. The Tucson Hybrid should be tested by anyone who wants a stronger, more conventional-feeling alternative to the RAV4 Hybrid. Its turbocharged hybrid system produces strong combined power, and current hybrid trims include Hyundai's all-wheel drive system. That creates a useful combination. Electric assistance at low speeds, turbocharged torque when more power is required, actual transmission shifts, and all-wheel drive capability without moving into a much larger SUV. The result feels different from the Toyota from the moment you accelerate. The RAV4 Hybrid is designed to manage power as efficiently as possible. The engine and electric motors continuously divide the work. You may not feel traditional gear changes because there are no conventional shifts. The Hyundai gives you a more familiar rhythm. Acceleration, a gear change, a drop in engine speed, then another increase. Drivers moving from a normal gasoline vehicle may find the Tucson easier to understand immediately. That does not mean the Tucson is objectively better. It means driving feel is personal. A powertrain can be more efficient, more proven and mechanically elegant, but still be the wrong choice for someone who dislikes hearing it operate. This is why the Tucson deserves a real test drive before you choose the Toyota. Do not compare them while moving slowly through a parking lot. Accelerate from a stop, merge onto a highway, climb a hill, drive with the air conditioning operating, listen to the engine, notice how the transmission responds, then decide which behavior you would rather experience every morning. The Tucson's performance advantage does not necessarily mean it will consume dramatically more fuel. Its hybrid system remains competitive, especially for an all-wheel drive SUV, but the RAV4 may have the efficiency advantage depending on the exact configuration and driving conditions. City drivers may see different results from highway commuters. Cold climates can reduce hybrid efficiency. Aggressive driving can eliminate much of the advantage. And larger wheels can affect both ride quality and fuel consumption. Never assume the number on the window sticker will be your number. Your route determines the result. A driver spending hours in urban traffic gives the electric system frequent opportunities to recover braking energy. Someone driving long distances at steady highway speeds receives fewer of those opportunities. The Tucson also competes strongly on interior space. The rear seat is comfortable. Cargo capacity is useful. And the cabin has enough room to work for a small family without forcing the vehicle into the three-row category. Hyundai has also placed major emphasis on technology. Large displays, available surround view cameras, blind spot camera features, parking assistance, and connected functions make the Tucson feel modern. Depending on the trim, it may offer features that require more money in the RAV4. But more equipment creates the same warning we discussed with the Kia. Do not purchase technology simply because it looked impressive during a demonstration. Purchase the technology that solves a real problem. A surround view camera can genuinely help someone parking in a narrow garage. A blind spot camera can improve awareness. Heated seats can matter in a cold climate. But appearance packages, oversized wheels and features you rarely use can increase both the price and future repair exposure. The smartest Tucson may be a mid-level trim. Enough equipment to improve everyday use. Not so much equipment that the SUV begins approaching luxury pricing. Warranty coverage is a major Hyundai advantage for eligible original owners. It may provide longer powertrain protection than Toyota's standard powertrain coverage. But once again, warranty length and powertrain simplicity are not the same thing. The Tucson Hybrid uses a turbocharger and conventional transmission in addition to its electric components. The turbocharger depends on clean oil. The transmission still contains fluid, gears, and internal wear components. The hybrid battery needs proper temperature management. The RAV4's hybrid design removes the conventional multi-speed automatic and avoids a turbocharger. That is a major reason long-term buyers continue choosing it. The Tucson attempts to compensate with stronger driving performance, familiar shifting, modern technology, and long original owner coverage. Who should choose the Hyundai? A driver who wants more power, someone who prefers traditional transmission behavior, a buyer who wants standard all-wheel drive in the hybrid lineup, an original owner who values lengthy warranty protection, and someone willing to follow maintenance carefully. Who should choose the RAV4? A buyer prioritizing mechanical maturity, someone who wants the widest hybrid service network, a driver focused on resale value, or an owner planning to keep the vehicle long after the warranty has expired. The Tucson ranks fourth because it can feel more satisfying during the test drive. But the RAV4 may remain the more predictable choice during the second decade. You need to decide which period of ownership matters more to you. Number 3. Subaru Forester. At number 3 is the Subaru Forester. The Forester is the SUV you should test before buying a RAV4 if visibility, bad weather capability, and everyday ease matter more than styling or acceleration. Sit in the Forester and the difference becomes obvious. The windows are large, the windshield feels open, the roofline is upright, and the driver can understand where the vehicle begins and ends. That may sound ordinary. It is not. Many modern SUVs use thick pillars, high doors, and aggressively sloped rooflines to create a dramatic exterior appearance. The result can be an interior that feels enclosed. Drivers become more dependent on cameras and sensors because the body itself is difficult to see around. The Forester takes a different approach. Its shape is designed around visibility and useful space. For an older driver, a nervous driver, or anyone who spends time on narrow roads, that can create immediate confidence. Visibility is not a feature you appreciate only once. You use it every second the vehicle is moving. The seating position is another advantage. The Forester is relatively easy to enter and exit. You do not need to climb up like you would in a body-on-frame SUV. You also do not drop down into a low seat. That makes it attractive for drivers with limited mobility and families helping older relatives. The doors open widely, the roof provides headroom, and installing a child seat can be easier when you are not fighting a heavily sloped body. These are practical advantages that rarely dominate advertisements. They become important after years of ownership. The Forester also comes with Subaru's symmetrical all-wheel drive as a central part of the vehicle. The RAV4 offers all-wheel drive configurations, but Subaru's identity is built around providing it across the Forester lineup. For drivers living in snow, heavy rain, rural areas, or near unpaved roads, that standard capability can be a major reason to choose the Forester. But all-wheel drive should not be confused with invincibility. The tires still determine how much grip the vehicle can create. All-season tires are not magic in deep snow. Braking distances still matter. And all-wheel drive cannot overcome reckless speed. What the Subaru system provides is consistent traction management and confidence in changing conditions. The Forester also offers useful ground clearance without becoming difficult to live with. That can help on damaged roads, snow-covered entrances, and mild trails. Again, the correct question is whether you need that capability. A driver living in a dry city may never use the Forester's greatest advantage. That buyer may be carrying additional drivetrain components and paying for all-wheel drive that provides little everyday benefit. The RAV4's available front-wheel drive hybrid configurations can be more efficient for that person. The Forester makes more sense when the weather and roads justify its design. The cargo area is another strength. The body is upright, the opening is wide, and the available space is shaped in a way that makes large items easier to load. A cargo measurement does not tell the complete story. Two vehicles can offer similar volume, but provide very different usefulness. A sloped rear window may reduce the ability to carry tall objects. A narrow hatch opening may make a stroller difficult to load. An awkward floor can waste space. The Forester's boxier design generally prioritizes function. The gas-powered Forester uses a Subaru Boxer engine and a continuously variable transmission. The Boxer design places the cylinders horizontally. That helps maintain a lower center of gravity, but it can make access to certain components more labor-intensive than on a conventional inline engine. The all-wheel drive system also means tire maintenance is extremely important. All four tires should remain closely matched. Driving for months with one tire at a significantly different circumference can create unnecessary drivetrain stress. The continuously variable transmission requires correct fluid and sensible use. Subaru's capability attracts owners who drive through difficult environments. That makes preventative maintenance even more important. A Forester used for mountain roads, deep snow and outdoor travel is living a harder life than one used for commuting in mild weather. Maintenance should reflect the conditions. The newer Forester Hybrid provides improved city efficiency while retaining standard all-wheel drive. It may be appealing to buyers who want Subaru capability with lower fuel consumption. But a new hybrid configuration cannot yet have the same population of high-mileage vehicles as Toyota's mature system. The RAV4 continues to hold the advantage in long-term hybrid evidence. The Forester counters with visibility, cargo usefulness, and all-weather confidence. During the test drive, pay attention to comfort rather than speed. Can you see the corners? Is the seat easy to enter? Can you reach the controls? Does the cabin feel open? Is the ride comfortable over broken pavement? Would an older family member be able to enter the rear seat easily? Those questions may matter more than horsepower. The Forester is the better choice for drivers who value visibility, practical space, and standard all-wheel drive capability. The RAV4 is probably the better choice for buyers focused on hybrid efficiency, resale strength, and powertrain history. Test the Subaru because it may remind you that an SUV should be easy to see out of, not only attractive from the outside. Number 2. Mazda CX-5. At number 2 is the Mazda CX-5. The CX-5 is the vehicle you should test before buying a RAV4 if you care about how an SUV feels from behind the wheel. Mazda has traditionally approached compact SUVs differently. Toyota often prioritizes efficiency, practicality, and broad appeal. Mazda places more attention on steering response, seating position, transmission behavior, and the relationship between the driver and the vehicle. The redesigned 2026 CX-5 launches with a naturally aspirated 2.5-litre four-cylinder engine, a conventional 6-speed automatic transmission, and standard all-wheel drive. That combination may look less advanced than a turbocharged hybrid system. For certain long-term buyers, that is the attraction. There is no turbocharger on the launch powertrain. There is no high-voltage hybrid battery, and there is no belt-driven CVT. You have a familiar gasoline engine connected to a traditional automatic transmission with fixed gear ratios. Press the accelerator and the transmission changes through actual gears. The engine sound rises and falls naturally, and the driver receives clearer feedback about what the vehicle is doing. This can make the Mazda feel more responsive even when it is not the most powerful vehicle in the comparison. The engine produces moderate power. It will not feel extremely fast with passengers and cargo. But the transmission can select a lower gear when acceleration is needed. For drivers who dislike the constant engine speed of Toyota's hybrid system, the Mazda may feel more natural immediately. The correct test is not a gentle drive around a city block. Take the CX-5 onto a curved road. Notice the steering. Drive over uneven pavement. Accelerate onto a highway. Then repeat the same route in the RAV4. The Toyota may use less fuel. The Mazda may feel more connected and predictable. Neither quality is universally more important. You need to determine which one affects your satisfaction more. The redesigned CX-5 is also larger and more spacious than its predecessor. Mazda expanded rear passenger room and improved the cargo area. That addresses one of the biggest criticisms of the previous model. Older CX-5 versions often felt tighter than a CR-V, Tucson, or Sportage. The newer model is designed to compete more seriously on interior practicality, but a redesigned vehicle introduces uncertainty. The engine family and 6-speed transmission have history. The new body, electronics, software, and supporting components do not yet have 10 years of ownership evidence. A proven engine does not automatically make every part of a new generation proven. Early production vehicles can develop small software issues, supplier problems, or assembly concerns that later models correct. That applies to Mazda. It also applies to the newly redesigned RAV4. This comparison is not between one completely proven vehicle and one completely unknown vehicle. Both current generations include new elements. Toyota's hybrid architecture has deeper history. Mazda's conventional engine and transmission may feel more familiar to traditional mechanics. The better choice depends on which kind of uncertainty concerns you more. Fuel economy is where the RAV4 has a clear advantage. The Mazda's naturally aspirated engine must provide nearly all propulsion using gasoline. The RAV4 can use electric assistance, recover energy during braking, and reduce engine operation in certain conditions. For a driver covering 15 or 20,000 miles per year, the fuel difference can become significant. For someone driving 6,000 miles per year, it may matter much less. This is why annual mileage should influence your decision. Do not spend thousands more on a powertrain to save an amount of fuel your driving pattern will never recover. But do not ignore fuel economy if your family spends hours on the road every week. Calculate the likely difference over the period you expect to own the vehicle. The CX-5 also includes standard all-wheel drive. That provides useful traction but removes the option of choosing a simpler front-wheel drive configuration. Drivers in warm climates may not need the additional hardware. They still carry its weight and maintenance requirements. All 4 tires should remain closely matched, fluids should be maintained, and owners should not assume all-wheel drive requires no attention. Interior design may favor the Mazda. Materials often feel more premium than those in the RAV4. The controls are generally arranged around the driver. The cabin can feel more intentional and less utilitarian. But the latest technology needs to be tested carefully. A beautiful interface is not automatically an easy interface. Connect your phone. Adjust common functions. Test the voice controls. Use the system while the vehicle is moving. A cabin that looks premium should also be simple to operate. The CX-5 is the better option for someone who values driving feel, traditional transmission behavior, standard all-wheel drive, and a more premium interior. The RAV4 remains the better choice for buyers prioritizing fuel economy, resale value, hybrid history, and broad service support. Test the Mazda because it may reveal something the Toyota specification sheet cannot measure. You may simply enjoy driving it more, and enjoyment has value when you plan to keep a vehicle for 10 years. Number 1. Honda CR-V Hybrid. The number one SUV you should test before buying a Toyota RAV4 is the Honda CR-V Hybrid. This is the closest direct challenge because it competes with the RAV4 in almost every category that matters to normal buyers: efficiency, passenger space, cargo capacity, safety equipment, hybrid power, resale value, and everyday practicality. The Toyota may remain the safer choice for certain long-term owners, but no buyer should sign for a RAV4 without driving the CR-V first. The biggest difference begins with the hybrid system. Honda's two-motor approach behaves differently from Toyota's planetary power split arrangement. At lower speeds, the electric drive motor performs much of the work moving the vehicle. The gasoline engine can operate primarily to produce electricity. At higher speeds, the system can connect the engine more directly when that becomes efficient. The result is an electric-like feeling during city driving. Press the accelerator at low speed, and the CR-V responds smoothly. Electric torque arrives without waiting for a conventional transmission to select a gear. There are no normal gear changes, and the vehicle can feel more immediate around town than the horsepower number suggests. Toyota's system is also smooth, but it manages engine and motor power differently. Under hard acceleration, both vehicles can produce a steady engine sound. The exact character is not identical. Some drivers prefer the Honda's response, others prefer the Toyota's calibration. The only way to know is to drive them consecutively on the same roads. The CR-V Hybrid currently produces 204 horsepower and offers strong city fuel economy, especially in front-wheel drive configurations. The RAV4's newest hybrid system may provide stronger output depending on the drivetrain and can post excellent efficiency figures as well. But comparing the highest number from each manufacturer can be misleading. Front-wheel drive should be compared with front-wheel drive. All-wheel drive should be compared with all-wheel drive. Wheel size, trim and equipment can affect the rating, and real-world results depend heavily on climate, speed, and driving behavior. The Honda's greatest advantage may be interior packaging. Open the rear door and the CR-V feels designed around passenger use. Rear legroom is generous. The floor and seating arrangement make the cabin feel spacious. Adults can sit behind adults. Installing child seats is relatively straightforward, and the doors open widely enough to make access easier. That can be more valuable than a horsepower difference you only notice during full acceleration. The cargo area is also one of the strongest in the segment. The opening is wide. The floor is useful. And folding the rear seats creates enough room for luggage, home projects, and family equipment. The RAV4 remains practical. The CR-V may feel more spacious and easier to load. Do not trust the numbers alone. Bring the objects you carry, sit in both rear seats, fold them. Move the front seat into your normal position, then compare the remaining space. A family does not live inside a specification table. It lives inside the vehicle. Comfort is another area where the Honda can win. The suspension is tuned for everyday use. The ride generally feels controlled without being unnecessarily harsh. The seats support longer trips, and the cabin feels calm during normal driving. The RAV4 may feel slightly more rugged or utilitarian depending on the trim. Some buyers prefer that personality. Others will find the Honda easier to live with. Road noise must be evaluated personally. Different tires and trims can change the experience. Drive both SUVs over the same rough pavement. Turn the audio system off. Listen around the doors, wheel wells, and rear cargo area. A small noise difference during a 10-minute test becomes much more important during a 5-hour road trip. Controls also deserve attention. Honda retains physical controls for several important functions. That makes basic tasks easier while driving. You should be able to adjust temperature and fan speed without navigating several menus. Toyota also provides practical controls in many areas, but the newest RAV4 includes a more digitally focused interior than previous generations. Spend time with both systems. The correct interface is the one you can operate without looking away from traffic. The CR-V Hybrid does have disadvantages. Toyota's hybrid architecture has a broader and longer historical record. The RAV4 often holds its value extremely well. Toyota has sold enormous numbers of hybrids, creating a large service and parts ecosystem. And the newest RAV4 offers updated power, technology, and configuration choices that may appeal to buyers wanting something fresher. The Honda hybrid system is mature enough to inspire confidence, but Toyota still holds the advantage in the depth of long-term hybrid evidence. The RAV4 may also be the better choice for someone who wants a more rugged appearance or certain adventure-oriented trims. The newest lineup offers different design personalities, including more rugged and sport-focused configurations. The CR-V Trail Sport Hybrid adds all-terrain styling and tires, but neither vehicle should be confused with a serious body-on-frame off-roader. Specialized tires and appearance packages can reduce efficiency and increase replacement costs. Buy those trims because you will use the capability, not because the photographs look adventurous. There is also the spare tire question. The equipment can vary by trim and powertrain. Before buying either SUV, lift the cargo floor on the exact vehicle you are considering. Do not assume the presence of a spare tire based on another trim. A tire sealant kit may handle a small tread puncture. It cannot repair serious sidewall damage. For rural drivers and people traveling long distances between towns, that can be a genuine ownership concern. Verify what the vehicle includes before signing. Price may decide the comparison. The CR-V and RAV4 can become expensive in higher trims. Do not compare a mid-level Honda with a fully equipped Toyota and conclude that one brand offers better value. Match the equipment carefully. Hybrid against hybrid. Front-wheel drive against front-wheel drive. All-wheel drive against all-wheel drive. Similar wheel sizes. Similar safety and comfort features. Then compare the actual transaction price, not only the advertised starting price. Dealership markups, accessories and financing can change the result. A vehicle with a lower sticker price may become more expensive after mandatory packages. A vehicle with a higher sticker price may receive a better discount. The badge does not determine the deal. The final paperwork does. The CR-V is the better choice for buyers prioritizing rear seat comfort, cargo usability, smooth city driving, and a family-friendly cabin. The RAV4 may remain the better choice for buyers prioritizing hybrid history, resale strength, broad service support, and the newest generation's configuration options. That is why the Honda takes first place among the vehicles you must test. It is not guaranteed to beat the Toyota. It is the vehicle most likely to expose whether the RAV4 actually fits your priorities. Final verdict. Here is the final ranking. At number 5, the Kia Sportage. It offers impressive technology, generous passenger space, and strong value for the money. Its hybrid feels more conventional to drive, but the turbocharged powertrain is more mechanically complicated than Toyota's system. At number 4, the Hyundai Tucson Hybrid. It delivers strong combined power, standard all-wheel drive, and familiar transmission behavior. It is a serious alternative for buyers who find the RAV4 too slow-feeling or too disconnected under acceleration. At number 3, the Subaru Forester. It provides excellent visibility, easy access, useful cargo space, and standard all-wheel drive capability. It deserves special attention from drivers living in snow, rain, or rural areas. At number 2, the Mazda CX-5. Its naturally aspirated engine, conventional 6-speed automatic and driver-focused personality make it the choice for buyers who want a more traditional and enjoyable driving experience. And at number 1, the Honda CR-V Hybrid. Its spacious rear seat, practical cargo area, smooth city performance, and balanced everyday character make it the strongest direct alternative to the RAV4. But this ranking does not mean you should avoid Toyota. The RAV4 remains one of the best all-around SUVs available. Its hybrid architecture has extensive history, its resale value is strong, its service network is enormous, and the redesigned model offers excellent efficiency and useful cargo space. For many buyers, it will still win. The mistake is allowing popularity to replace comparison. Buy the Sportage if features and value matter most. Buy the Tucson Hybrid if you want stronger acceleration and traditional shifting. Buy the Forester if visibility and all-weather confidence are priorities. Buy the CX-5 if driving feel and mechanical familiarity matter more than maximum efficiency. Buy the CR-V Hybrid if interior space and family comfort lead your decision. And buy the RAV4 Hybrid if you want the most established all-around hybrid ownership formula. Before making the decision, perform the same test in every vehicle. Set the driver's seat correctly. Sit behind yourself in the rear seat. Load the cargo area. Connect your phone. Adjust the climate controls. Drive through traffic. Accelerate onto a highway. Travel over rough pavement. And park in a narrow space. Do not let one salesperson choose the route. Do not accept a 5-minute drive. And do not spend $40,000 based on reviews from people whose life may be completely different from yours. The best SUV is not the one that wins the most rankings. It is the one whose weaknesses bother you the least. Because every SUV has weaknesses. The Sportage adds complexity. The Tucson may depreciate faster. The Forester requires careful all-wheel drive and CVT maintenance. The CX-5 uses more fuel than the leading hybrids. The CR-V does not have Toyota's depth of hybrid history. And the RAV4 may not offer the best comfort, space, or driving feel for every person. Your job is not to find a perfect vehicle. Your job is to choose the compromise you can live with for the next 10 years. Now I want to hear from you. Which SUV did you test before buying a RAV4? Did you still choose the Toyota? Or did the CR-V, Tucson, Sportage, Forester, or CX-5 change your decision? Leave the model, year, mileage, and reason in the comments. Because in the next video, we are ranking 7 SUVs with the lowest 5-year ownership costs, and the cheapest vehicle to buy may not be the cheapest vehicle to own.